Hi, welcome back. My name is Danny Oakes and this is another guitar lesson. We're going to take a look at some licks in A today. So these will fit over the 1, 4, 5 chords in A, which are A, D, and E. Those are all power chords. You could do A major, D major, E major, or even A7, D7, and E7. And those will work over any of those chords, even A minor, D minor, E minor, or any combination of those chords. So the A minor pentatonic scale, I'm going to show you that first, just to review. So that's 5/8, 5/7 on the next 3 strings, 5/8 on the last 2 strings. Back down. Okay, so the first lick we're going to do this kind of Chuck Berry thing. Starts with a double stop here, which is 2 strings together, and I'm going to play with my pick. This is fret 4, I'm barring across fret 4 on 2 strings, and then I slide it to fret 5. So what I would do is pick, slide, and then strum 2 more times. So it's kind of Chuck Berry-like. And really what most of that was is just outlining this A chord here. It's an A bar chord here. So this is string 6 fret 5. I'm barring this across all 6 strings. These 2 fingers are on strings 5 and 4 on fret 7. Middle finger's on string 3, fret 6, and the first finger's barring across strings 1 and 2 as well. So the beginning, the only note outside of that chord was this one right here, the 6th of the A chord, which is an F sharp note. And then I slide. Chuck Berry originally recorded this in B flat, but most guitar players, kind of rock guitar players, play it in A. Jimi Hendrix covered it in A as well. Later on in the lick, I do the same kind of double stop, but that's with this finger, and this is on strings 5 and 4. So it's still, the same fret 6 here, sliding to fret 7 on both strings. So a lot of that stuff is using the pentatonic scale, and some of it is using that A chord. The notes that are outside of the scale are part of the chord for the most part. Alright, there's another cool thing that we do there is that we could also consider some of that part of the A major pentatonic scale. So that is, the highest strings of that would be fret 6 on string 3, frets 5 and 7 on the B string, frets 5 and 7 on the high E string. So 6, 5, 7, 5, 7. And so that was basically, we could call that an F sharp minor pentatonic scale or an A major pentatonic. So in this case, or context, I'm thinking of this as an A major pentatonic scale. So F sharp, A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, A, B. So now one cool thing a lot of guitar players do is they'll switch between major pentatonic and minor pentatonic. So that will give me some different notes here. Remember the minor pentatonic was 5/7 on that string, 5/8, 5/8. So I'm just focusing on the 3 treble strings, the ones closest to the floor. So this is the 3rd string of the G, 5/7 on the B, 5/8 on the high E, 5/8. Versus the major pentatonic, which would be like 4/6, 5/7, 5/7. So if I went or even put them together, actually actually got 4 different... It sounds a little weird by itself, but here's a cool thing. Like if I play an A rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4. Think of that like a question. Now I'm going to answer that with a lead lick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and answer with minor pentatonic. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Answer it with a major pentatonic. So it has a totally different kind of feel and sound. A lot of the major pentatonic stuff, we think of that more like country sounding versus more bluesy for the minor pentatonic. Now you have this juxtaposition between minor and major, that note right there. Kind of Georgia Satellites. And that's that minor, major, followed by a double stop. Very cool sound. It's not too far off from that Chuck Berry, but a totally different context, you know? So there's a lot of fun stuff right in there that we can do, and you'll hear it all the time on recordings, you know, tons of different songs, from southern rock to blues, rock, metal even, you know, a lot of the, you know, Metallica guys and Satriani and Vi, you know, throw in those pentatonic licks, even Eric Johnson, you know, so a lot of the famous guitar players that are, you know, fierce players use pentatonic because it just sounds so cool over those chords, and it doesn't sound too contrived or too, you know, lofty like fast arpeggios and all that can, you know, all that stuff is great. Like, it's just finding the right balance and what the song needs. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. So let me kind of cover that stuff one more time. So we started with this double stop. We did the Chuck Berry thing. So a lot of that was based on the A major chord here, and a lot of it was based on kind of the A major pentatonic scale. And we covered the A minor pentatonic as well, and the A major pentatonic, or F sharp minor. Here I shifted. Alright, so double stops are really cool. That's another thing that we can work on with those scales, is, you know, doing these patterns, or alright, I hope that was helpful and gave you some good things to work on. So focus on the A minor pentatonic and the A major pentatonic scales this week, and see if you can find some interesting licks and riffs in there. You know, just going back to A minor pentatonic, we've got this Zeppelin, you know, the ocean. We got Kansas. So that all uses that. Haven't played that in a while. Anyways, yeah, so tinker around with those scales, have some fun, you know, give yourself a few minutes, you know, just maybe set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and see if you can come up with some things that you've never played before using those scales. There's a lot of stuff in there. All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.